The story starts with our protagonist who wielded his sword for over 100 years, reaching the pinnacle, but his death is near even after ascending human limits. But his only regret is that he lived being obsessed with the sword and didn't enjoy life. We now move on to a different scenario where a young boy is being severely bullied, and this white-haired monkey blames his mother and how because of her the clan is in ruin and he should consider himself lucky that they weren't kicked out. They are from the prestigious Tang family, but they have fallen because of the heavenly brilliance demon lord. Literally looks like a TikToker without any filters. They faced this guy when he came to take Tang Jai. After fighting with all their might they managed to win, but as a result they had used all their resources, causing the clan to walk the path of downfall. Moving to our bullied boy, this white hair monkey is still acting almighty. As our boy tries to retaliate, this monkey becomes more aggressive. This is our boy's daily life after his mother attracted the attention of the pervert and ruined the clan, which resulted in harsh words directed towards his mother. After entering the house his mother is all worried, but our Chad tells her that everything is fine, but she knows that the other are bullying him. He tells her not to worry and rushes into his room. She asks him if he has eaten. He tells her he doesn't have an appetite. On the bed our Tang Yeon-myeong knows that it's not his mother's fault, but there's not really anyone he can complain to, and raising his voice will only cause retaliation like his father that got assassinated. If they leave the family there is no one who will protect them, and wishes if his father was still around. The next day this group of rubbish start beating Yeon-myeong. Just wait till he own them, I promise it's satisfying. As the intensity of the beating increases, the girl, let's call her Red Dog, takes out a set of needles and wants to test poisons on Yeon-myeong before the clan leader competition. Moving on to Ugly Gorilla, he sits on top of Yeon-myeong and holds him down as this ugly Red Dog starts her experiments and finds it fun that Yeon-myeong is suffering in his skin and reacting. After a few hours it starts raining and Yeon-myeong thinks that if he closes his eyes he would be free, but there would be no one to protect his mother, and thinks if he was but stronger he would have taken care of them, and his wish was to get strong enough to protect his mother. That's when Yeon-myeong notices a glowing sword, but he didn't realize that it was here all this time. For some reason this sword feels familiar to him. After getting a hold of it, Yeon-myeong realizes that it was his sword and he had trained for over 100 years, and showcases the ultimate sword he had created in his lifetime, but because he was so focused that even after reaching the pinnacle he can't stop his death and wishes that if he gets a second life he could live a normal life. As he remembers his memories from his past life with his ultimate sword, he merges both his memories from his past and present live. The next morning his mother tells him to not go as he was very injured yesterday, but Yeon-myeong assures him that he will be okay. The white-haired monkey thinks Yeon-myeong is avoiding them. The hypocrite Ugly Gorilla tells him that if his mother doesn't want to see him in a sorry state he will come here. The monkey has decided he will beat him thoroughly even if he comes today. Wait a few seconds till our Chad own them. Yeon-myeong is here and the Red Dog falls from the tree pretending to be cute, but Yeon-myeong doesn't make a reaction. The monkey starts mocking Yeon-myeong and asks him why he looks unharmed. Yeon-myeong tells him that much won't hurt him, calling him by his name, shocking this mutts. They think Yeon-myeong has gone mad and the gorilla is ready to release his frustration. That's when Yeon-myeong starts calling them by their names, which offends this rabid dog, so she thinks of killing him or doubling the poison dosage. As gorilla tries to attack, Yeon-myeong grabs his head and buries his head in the ground, shocking the pathetic retards. As the fat gorilla gets knocked down, they start panicking as Yeon-myeong approaches them and tells them with these pathetic skills they want to compete. White monkey thinks Yeon-myeong is acting differently and charges towards him. Instead he grabs onto his hand and literally breaks it into pieces. According to Yeon-myeong, with these skills the clan leader's position is pretty much decided. Inside the hidden poison hall, it's where the clan leader resided and major family decisions were made, but because the clan leader's position has been vacant for a long time it has become the council room for the elders. They are discussing about the participants of the clan leader's position and if the poison phoenix's son will participate, as he hasn't announced his participation yet. Moving on to Yeon-myeong, he is dragging the Red Dog by her hair and the elders thinks of excluding him as he is being bullied and hasn't shown any retaliation. As Yeon-myeong drags the dog, the third elder tells him that although he is the son of the previous patriarch they cannot let someone unskilled participate that can lower the competition's level. Even if he is the patriarch's son currently he is nothing but a burden to the family. That's when Yeon-myeong barges into the room and the third elder warns him if he understand what he is doing right now. While our Chad tells him that he is aware, silencing the courtroom. Then he shows the disfigured face of that Red Dog. What a Chad, he literally disfigured her face. Seeing this the elder is shocked and Yeon-myeong tells them that all this time he has suppressed himself but he has reached his limit so he won't endure it anymore. Two dogs are barking how he can harm someone that's going to participate in the clan leader's competition. Yeon-myeong tells them that he is aware of the clan's rules and fight between participants is allowed. The third elder asks him if he is saying that he will participate in the competition, so what if he does, old hag? Yeon-myeong asks if that enough and tells him that ugly gorilla is buried in the ground and he has followed the clan's rules and repaid kindness twofold and revenge tenfold. Since he has proven his qualifications, they can't stop him, but a few dogs can't stop about how he exploited the competition to exempt himself from serious crimes. But the third elder allows him to participate since he is so confident. He tells Yeon-myeong that he'd better win the competition or else he will bear the consequences. In the evening, his mother tells him why he is participating in the clan leaders competition. Yeon-myeong tells her that it's necessary, and seeing his firm face, his mother won't ask him how he learned those technique or how he overpowered those kids, but she wants to know if he is confident about being the clan leader, which he replies in a cute manner, making her cry as she is proud of him. Yeon-myeong wants to continue protecting his mother, and if anyone disrupts his peace he will eliminate them. A month has passed by and Yeon-myeong's uncle tells Jae-hae how it's dangerous and Yeon-myeong shouldn't participate in the competition, but his mother praises him about how incredible he is. While his uncle agrees to that part, but his attitude had changed a lot. It's all thanks to him and his family that has been protecting Yeon-myeong. Bro, come on, he was almost bullied to death. Since the situation escalated, he had to intervene, and Yeon-myeong is currently doing closed-door training. All this time he has been enjoying his mother's meals and trying to fix his twisted chi veins, since he had already reached the peak once he can learn techniques anytime he wants. At the age of 12 his meridians aren't fully blocked, so he can easily regain his powers, so all he has to do is to eat well and grow properly. On the day of the competition he bids his mother farewell and leaves with his uncle. As he leaves she feels proud and thinks if his father was alive he would feel the same. Yeon-myeong came a bit early and his uncle is away due to the competition proceedings, that when a horde of dogs come barking telling Yeon-myeong how trash like him is participating with them, but as they think about disciplining Yeon-myeong he gets knocked out and they bark that Yeon-myeong used a hidden weapon, but after taking a second look it's a half-eaten rice cake. The group get enraged and decides to beat him up, but Yeon-myeong approaches them, tells them if they want to experience the pain. White Monkey faced firsthand. Hearing this they get nervous and all charge towards Yeon-myeong. What a bunch of losers. That's when Yeon-myeong's uncle notices a guy flying through the door and realizes it's a participant. He rushes to the scene to find all of them beaten to a pulp by Yeon-myeong as he eats rice cakes sitting on top of them. The elders are all enraged and can't believe so many participants are injured before the competition, so the Grand Elder thinks of modifying the competition rules. According to some participants, first they undergo 2 to 3 years of training, then they proceed to one-on-one duels. That's when both the girls realize that they both know confidential information. Pink Hair tells her that her father works in the general office. Before Black Hair could talk, Yeon-myeong's uncle tells them that he will oversee the competition. The competition will last 4 years. In the first year they will learn a practice suitable for them, then for the next 2 years they will be under the guidance of assigned warriors. As for the main competition, it will be a goo poison match. Shocking everyone as it is a method where 2 poisons are stored in a jar and only the more potent one survives. Basically it means that the competition will continue until only one person remains. They were supposed to have duels, but because there was numerous dropouts as such more incidents could occur, so they changed the method and everyone stares at Yeon-myeong. Then this old hag explains that this is not a child's game but a very important competition, that they will have to risk their lives. Look at their determined faces as this hag tells them that the winner will possess the entire Tang family. According to this hag, only a select few will survive, among them one of them is Yeon-myeong. At night on the Black Death Alliance territory, a mysterious man is discussing about the Tang clan and how they have been plotting recently. According to their spies, it was declared a few days ago and the future of the Tang clan left in carriages. Currently the state of their clan is such that their alliance leader can get rid of them anytime he wishes, but for now he is leaving them since he has some use. So this guy is thinking if anything happens to the kids it would leave a irreversible damage to the Tang family. Although they are weak, but they are still a clan to be wary about. So for now they have tracked them down and can easily kill them, but what if they kill them 4 years later at the climax of the tournament, which would be fatal, so for now they have decided to lurk in the shadows. According to them, they have already planted a seed. As they walk to the competition venue, the supervisor tells them that they will be called by numbers instead of their names. Each group has 4 members and they are group 7. The pink hair girl is Yuri, the purple haired one is Mirio, and the boy is Aijin. The last one is number 28, which is our Yeon-myeong. He seems lost as he was thinking for a moment. He scolds Yeon-myeong for sitting idle, but according to our chat he feels a presence and they are most likely being tailed. After following him they reach a cliff with nowhere to go. From inside the cliff a man asks for password, and after giving it to him a light glows bright and a new retard has arrived. We will call him Skinny Barbie and he will be assisting them in the competition. Even they were once one of the top 5 clans, but that mega pervert invaded them and their clan fell. But because of the support of the Tang clan they managed to survive, so in return they prevent external forces from intruding in this competition. The members are shocked by how complex the formation is, while Mirio thinks something is seriously wrong with Yeon-myeong. as he not concentrating at all. Even back in the carriage the guard told them to introduce themselves to each other as they will be staying together for 3 years. They introduced themselves to Yeon-myeong and praises his courage as he disfigured the face of that red dog whose grandfather is an elder. Yeon-myeong in a rude manner tells that if it is his responsibly that the match turned into a goo poison match. Yuri tells him it's not entirely his fault and Mirio wants to argue, but they ignore her as Yeon-myeong is making a face that seems like he is actually enjoying all this, so if Yeon-myeong does something she will not let it slide. That's when the rest stop and find out that the skinny Barbie is missing and they can't find him. Mirio realizes that they are stuck into this formation and thinks if the skinny Barbie himself got lost. As she is thinking many things at the same time, we move on to that ugly duck. He is bragging about how without the caster there's no way to escape. He finds the Tang family elder pathetic that they would hold an entire group for a single kid, as they promise to double the support if he gets rid of Yeon-myeong. All this guy cares about is his family, and what the Tang clan does is none of his concern. That's when he notices a change in the formation and Yeon-myeong literally ripped it apart. Seeing this he gets scared and Yeon-myeong talks like a retard and tells him that he probably made a mistake so he should be careful. Skinny Barbie thinks to himself that there are no flaws, so how did they manage to escape? They ask Yeon-myeong how he did it, and basically our Chad Kutsid Mirio tells them to stop fighting and stay together with the instructor, but this little dog ran away. Yeon-myeong finds it funny and that malnourished dog is running as fast as he can because he feels that Yeon-myeong can see through this formation. As he leaves the formation he thinks it's more than enough and Yeon-myeong won't ever be able to reach this place. That's when the supervisor Wojin stares at him intensely and asks this trash why Group 7 is not with him. This skinny Barbie poops his pants as he is scared but tries to stay calm as he prepared for this kind of questioning. He tells him that Group 7 won't be participating as he waited for the participants but they never showed up. According to this joker they might have faced bandits or come across some wild animals. That's when the formation cracks and Wojin thinks it might be an intruder but it's actually Yeon-myeong. The trash can't believe that the Jeagle clan's supreme formation broke so easily and Yeon-myeong is happy to see him. Before they arrived Mirio can't believe that Yeon-myeong has such an astonishing skill, and if is it even possible to break the formation with a short sword. Yeon-myeong tells them that he didn't break the formation and it will close soon so they should hurry up and leave. Wojin asks them if they are the participants and they confirm it and figures out that this man is the supervisor and according to him Skinny Barbie told him that they were attacked. Yeon-myeong tells him that he might be mistaken and it's because of his help that they could find them easily. The others can't figure out why he is lying. According to Yeon-myeong he is under the Tang clan's commands so he will keep it just as a suspicion. But after the competition if he finds that they are involved he will eradicate the Jeagle clan from the root. Retarded Barbie makes an excuse and runs away. Wojin apologizes to them for the trouble they faced and officially introduces himself to them as a member of the Bangui Brigade. According to Mirio the Bangui Brigade disappeared a long time ago. They were a military force directly under the young clan leader of the Tang clan and each one of them is as strong as a great leader. The previous clan leader was Yeon-myeong's mother. Before she could talk Yeon-myeong tells him why they are not in the Tang clan. Years ago they fought a desperate battle against the Heaven's Brilliance Demon Lord to protect their master but they were easily defeated. Since they couldn't protect their master they consider themselves nothing but sinners. According to Wojin the first year is autonomous practice and according to their performance they can receive martial arts, scriptures and weapons. Yuri asks Woji if the legendary techniques the 10,000 heavenly flower rain that was lost fighting that mega pervert. That technique is only granted to the one who becomes the young clan leader of the clan. Although it's an incomplete martial art its essence has been passed down by the elders. Hearing about the technique Yeon-myeong thinks that it's similar to sword control and he can probably mimic it to some extent. The winner will receive the essence from the elders one by one. Since he is done talking they can do whatever they want. Yuri asks him where they will be staying and where they can sleep. He outright tells them to survive on their own and they won't be getting any lodgings or comfortable beds. Wojin tells them that comfort will not make them strong and they should adapt to extreme conditions, so from this point onwards they will start practicing on their own judgment. Yeon-myeong literally asks if proved qualified is it okay to live comfortably on a bed since to him adapting to the forest's environment is unnecessary. Everyone including his teammates are shocked hearing him. Wojin thinks how can someone be so arrogant, but if he is the one that broke the barrier it's best to verify his abilities. Yeon-myeong's teammates are telling him to stop spouting nonsense. Wojin tells him that if he can pass the test he can stay in the manor inside the formation shocking his peers but if he fails he has to bear the consequences. Yeon-myeong tells them to start right away. The test is that the team members will surround him and throw hidden weapons and it ends when he manages to block or dodge them within 5 steps. It will start the second Yeon-myeong blindfolds his eyes, as they members surround him. Our group thinks if this is even possible, as they throw weapons from all sides towards Yeon-myeong. He counts them to be exactly 167 and takes out a dagger, and with a single exquisite slash Yeon-myeong manages to block them all, shocking everyone present on the scene. Woo-jin can't believe that he repelled all of them but realizes that he actually attracted all the weapons. Yeon-myeong asks him if he passed, but Woo-jin is in a shocked state. After coming to his senses, he tells Yeon-myeong that he has passed the test so he can directly go to the manor. Mirio asks Yeon-myeong if he plans to leave his teammates behind. Guess what? He smiles at them and shouts about the meal they will give him. Mirio can't control her anger, and Woo-jin thinks that the battle is already over before it even started. Yeon-myeong asks Woo-jin to make sure that every meal has meat included. In some place a pack of wolves are enjoying their meal, but soon they start coughing and get paralyzed, and from the top the trio launches a sneak attack. Using Ijin's poison-making skill they manage to hunt them down, and now they can finally eat. It's been 4 months and the first thing they encountered was a bear. Since they didn't find food, they had to survive on grassroots and shed tears when they finally succeeded in hunting. They even managed to find a shelter. As Ijin starts the topic of Yeon-myeong, Mirio gets angry and tells him to shut up. She thinks that Yeon-myeong is loafing around, and once they go to the manor she will beat him to a pulp. As they were talking they realized that the meat is not in its place, and Yuri gobbled up everything, so they beat her to a pulp. Inside the manor, our Yeon-myeong is surrounded by squad members and they start attacking him, but Yeon-myeong kicks them to create distance and instantly disappears. Actually he is on top of them and plans to use a new technique. Yeon-myeong gets ready and throws 10 rings towards them simultaneously, but the attacks are not normal as they start hitting them one by one. Woo-jin can't believe that he can control them to the extent that it only nicked everyone's skin. Woo-jin asks him if he created this technique. Yeon-myeong agrees and tells him that he named the technique the Whirling Line Frenzy Dance. Woo-jin asks him that this technique will consume a lot of internal energy, so how can he manage it? Yeon-myeong tells him that he once asked manuals for eye techniques. Among the techniques there was Piercing Sky Eye and Current Flow's eyes, but since Current Flow Eye was incomplete it was not recommended. Yeon-myeong tells him that he has mastered Current Flow Eyes, which is one of the oldest and most powerful techniques of the clan. He completed the art using the essence, and the technique allows him to shoot at the desired point with minimal internal energy. Woo-jin isn't surprised anymore after all he has seen. He tells Yeon-myeong that in 2 months the rest of his team will be here and they will face the same test he has undergone. All 3 of them have proven themselves, but they would only return after they have polished their skills. Hearing this, Yeon-myeong is actually happy and excited to meet them, but according to Woo-jin they use his face as target practice. In Yeon-myeong's past life his only connection was his master the Sword Ghost, but in this life he has friends and family and he wishes to see them soon. After 2 more months the trio is ready to enter the manor and Mirio is very excited to meet Yeon-myeong. Yuri wants to split his head and Ijin doesn't have anything to say. They are all fired up and start calling for Yeon-myeong, but since there isn't any response Mirio thinks if he ran away. Mirio turns back to see why Ijin is so quiet. It's actually because Yeon-myeong is with him. Seeing him they get shocked and Yeon-myeong asks them what they were going to do to his head. Yeon-myeong tells them they weren't serious about smashing head and they should instead show him how much they have improved. They tells Yeon-myeong that they are just joking. Mirio didn't even notice him before turning around even after their sense being sharpened after living in the forest. She can't figure out what he was doing all this time. Moreover, Yeon-myeong has grown taller and becomes exceptionally handsome. Mirio thinks that something is wrong with her head after seeing only animals. Yeon-myeong praises that even from his perspective they have grown incredibly stronger. It's just that they looks less impressive because he is here. Moving on to the Jae-gal family, they are holding a meeting and they are here to report on their groups. One of them tells him that Red Dog has grown exceptionally strong compared to others, but it's because she is burning with immense hostility towards someone. One of them says that they cannot exclude number 10 who passed the warrior's test in just a month. Skinny Barbie thinks they are impressive, but compared to Yeon-myeong they all seem quite ordinary. Not only did he break the formation, but when he spied during his training he saw skills that even a master couldn't perform. However, recruiting him is very risky. So he decides to not bring Yeon-myeong's name up, so they have decided to recruit number 2. Since her face was disfigured it wouldn't be hard to win her heart. If she manages to win and become the young clan leader they can engage her with his nephew, which will officially make the Jae-gal clan the external family of the Tang clan. This will give them the power to intervene in the Tang family, and slowly but steadily they will take control and merge the Tang clan with their main house. Since number 28 is dangerous if he survives this, Barbie thinks of adopting him and tempt him with the position of young clan leader of the Jae-gal family. What a mutt. Living in the manor they have doubled their training, but nothing beats the comfort of having a bed. As for Ijin, he barged into the room swearing to kill Yeon-myeong. Ijin brags about the poison he had made, putting his whole soul into making it. Yeon-myeong picks it up and literally drinks the entire bowl. Ijin tells him to spit it out, but Yeon-myeong makes a huge burp as Ijin falls to the ground. Yeon-myeong seems to have gained a new power after consuming it and asks Ijin that the poison is weak and if he has anything better than this. Since he doesn't believe him, Yeon-myeong mocks his poison making skills and pisses him off, but whatever he makes, Yeon-myeong drinks it as if he is drinking booze. The poisons don't affect him anymore and Ijin thinks that he is immune to all poisons. According to Yeon-myeong, he is immune, but it's just the family's core technique, the poison refining madness. Yeon-myeong thinks it's funny if people that use poison die from it. The poison that entered his body had turned into internal energy, which depends on the type of poison he is consuming, but this stage is only attainable after profound realization. Weak poisons don't affect him anymore, so he needs to find stronger poisons. There are too many things he has to take care of, but he can easily take care of the elders. But if the Black Death Alliance leader or that pervert came, Yeon-myeong can't guarantee the outcome. Although he has no grudge with the Death Alliance, they divided the Sichuan city so they cannot be ignored, and their leader is called a genius that destroyed 3 of the 9 factions. If it was his previous self, he could beat them with a flick of his finger, and thinks that if Ijin could make a poison few times stronger. Our poison boy is depressed that he can't create the Tang clan's 10 poisons. Yeon-myeong asks what it means and Ijin explains that it's the 10 strongest poisons left by the ancestors. From the first poison to the 10th, the poison gets stronger the higher the number. The 10th poison was so strong that even transcendent beings can't survive through it. Hearing this, Yeon-myeong thinks of coveting it. He asks Ijin if he can make it, but all the formulas have been lost, so Yeon-myeong again mocks his poison. Moving on to Mad Dog, she is being suppressed by a guy, but he thinks something is wrong. All of a sudden he starts burning and soon turns into ashes. This is one of the 10 poisons that her grandfather gave her in case. With the help of this, she plans to get rid of Yeon-myeong and get her revenge. Another 6 months have passed and now they have been training for 1 year. So now Wajin will select a temporary team leader, but by the 3rd year they will officially elect a leader. The leaders from each group will participate in the goo poison match. Since it's a life and death situation, it's best that the most outstanding member becomes the team leader. Yuri just got to know that not everyone has to participate in the goo poison match, so they decide to appoint Yeon-myeong not only as a team leader but a winning contender. Wajin appoints Yeon-myeong as the new temporary leader of the group. Since no one has any objection, he tells Yeon-myeong to come forward and collect the elixir called the Heavenly Heart Pill. This is a special pill that is made of rare herbs which can significantly increase internal energy depending on the user's level. The members are jealous why they are giving him such a precious item. This is because the clan has high expectations from the team leaders. Before Wajin could finish, Yeon-myeong tells him if there is anything else and if there is anything other than this elixir, since he doesn't need something like this, shocking them. Instead, our Chad wants poison, and the strongest among them something like the Tang family's 10 poisons. Yeon-myeong received a lot of weapons because he couldn't get the poison, so he requested for them instead. Mirio tries to punch him as to why he gave up the pill. Yeon-myeong tells them that he didn't actually give up the pill a few hours earlier when he was receiving the weapons. Yeon-myeong was disappointed that he didn't get the poison and asks Wajin what he is going to do with the pill. He says that he will return it to the Medicine King Hall. Yeon-myeong figures out an interesting idea that if the team members combine together and defeat the temporary leader, they can re-elect a team leader and reward them the Heavenly Heart Pill. Wajin even thinks this is a good idea since investing into the future of the Tang family is good. Hearing all this from Yeon-myeong, they rush outside to bring weapons, but actually Yeon-myeong won't comply, as once he becomes the young clan leader he will ensure that they all get a Heavenly Heart Pill. They tell Yeon-myeong to come out to fight them. A lot of time has passed and it's almost time for the tournament. Ijin has lost a total of 172 times. Moving on to the girls, they have already given up and all their time passes by seeing Yeon-myeong's handsome face. Our Chad tells Ijin to admit defeat as he will be the young clan leader, even before he has met the other teammates. Wajin tells everyone that Yeon-myeong is officially the team leader and tomorrow the goo poison match will begin. He further tells him that in other teams there were disqualifications and even deaths, but compared to them all members of Team 7 are safe. All the members have grown as strong as them, and finally tells Yeon-myeong that all this time the use of poison was forbidden, but in the goo poison match everything is permitted except the 10 poisons, and such that Yeon-myeong should give it his all. The next day Ijin hands him a case full of the deadliest poison, and even a single drop can kill a person, and warns him not to treat it as his lunchbox. Ijin tells Yeon-myeong to promise them that he will make it out alive. Yeon-myeong lets himself get hit by Ijin and assures that he will be the last person to land a hit on him. Moving on to Red Dog, she is ready for the battle. Previously the Jagal family contacted her and offered to give her an advantageous position. She asks him in return what it is that they want. This rat tells her that their family has weakened a lot, so they would like to join forces with the Tang clan so they don't lose all their sovereignty. She tells him what he will do if she rejects him, so this sly rat tells her that he is here to build trust and asks her what it is that she wants. Her only dream is to kill Yeon-myeong and avenge herself. All the teams have appointed their leader, but we don't want to waste our time. Seeing the beautiful scenery, Yeon-myeong thinks this a perfect day for someone to die. Yeon-myeong finds the goo match venue vast, But the skinny Barbie is peeking on Yeon-myeong. Seeing him up close, he thinks they are wasting potential, but it's best to eliminate him. Yeon-myeong stares right in the sky as if he is seeing right through the formation as he instantly rips open the sky because he felt an unpleasant gaze. According to Wajin, no one is allowed to interfere in the Gu poison match, but the Jae-gal family has been sticking their nose from the beginning, but Yeon-myeong will leave them be as he can question them after the match. Skinny Barbie is extremely tired out as Yeon-myeong not only saw him, but if he didn't withdraw fast enough he would have been blinded. The bigger problem is that his swordsmanship can rip apart the space, which is unheard of. Finally, after 4 years, Barbie has figured out that Yeon-myeong is not someone that they can handle, so they must stop him by all means necessary or else he will seek revenge on them. One of the team leader is severely injured. All she wanted to do was join the force and provide for her impoverished parents and plan to withdraw, but she came across a crazy dog that wants to kill, so there's no way she can give up. That's when the dog used his nose to track her down. Although she is fast, her internal energy is not that great. She tells him that they are all from the Tang family, so he doesn't need to go so far. This ugly dog tells her that he doesn't consider himself one of them and outright beheads her. Yeon-myeong runs towards his surroundings and finds an cave to ascend to the transcendent level as his body has grown. The two condition for reaching transcendent realm is to attain enlightenment, which he already did in his past life, so Yeon-myeong breaks all the barriers he placed on his meridians. As poison spreads around his body, his internal energy skyrockets as his bones break and he undergoes metamorphosis. Although it's painful, Yeon-myeong manages to break through. To test his new powers, he uses his fingers to cut down a mountain and his usage of internal energy has decreased significantly. Moving on to that crazy dog, he is bullying that fat gorilla. This guy bullied Yeon-myeong, but karma got to him. This guy is an orphan that was raised by the grand elder as his own grandson. This guy is monstrously strong that he couldn't even touch him. Even in this situation, he is thinking about Yeon-myeong and starts laughing. Seeing this, the dog gets curious and he tells him that there is someone who is more scarier than him. So to make himself scarier, this retard tell him that he is a spy from the Black Death Alliance. Since Fatso now knows about his identity, he has to kill him, but all of a sudden his body freezes and his body starts bleeding as Yeon-myeong comes from behind and greets this Jeonjil guy, but he can't remember his face. This is it for the video. Make sure to like and subscribe so I can make a part 2 of this video.